High school principal found working night shifts at Walmart reveals heart-wrenching reason. Late-night shoppers at a Walmart in Charleston, South Carolina might have noticed a diligent employee named Henry Darby stocking shelves. What many didn't realize was that Henry wasn't just any worker. He was the principal of a local high school. As word spread about his second job, the real reason behind his grueling schedule left the community stunned. Henry, known for keeping his personal life private, quietly juggled his two demanding roles. When asked about the attention, he humbly responded, "I don't believe I've done anything remarkable to deserve this focus. The attention, I'm not used to it. I don't think I've done anything worthy of distinction to warrant the attention." But if that was the case, then why was Henry suddenly in the media spotlight? Henry's schedule was incredible. From 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., he worked nonstop at Walmart. While his co-workers could go home after their shift, Henry didn't have that option. He had another job to do, and he was also a community leader. As soon as his shift ended at Walmart, Henry would head to North Charleston High School, where he was the well-loved principal. He knew his students personally and made sure to check on how they were doing. Unfortunately, many of the kids were going through really tough times. Everybody knows that when I see my students come here, I meet them at the door off the buses. "You got problems? Come here. Give me a hug anyhow. I'm just that type of guy," Henry said. North Charleston High School was not in a well-to-do area. In fact, over 90% of its student body came from families living below the poverty line. When asked about his students' struggles, Henry couldn't hold back the tears in his eyes. During an interview, Henry revealed the harsh conditions many of his students endured. Some found themselves sleeping under bridges, while others were forced to sleep in cars as their families couldn't afford proper housing. Astonishingly, these weren't the only issues the students of North Charleston High faced. Henry often checked in on his students at their homes, where he talked to them about their lives and ensured they were in safe environments. During these visits, he encountered homes with windows without curtains and bare mattresses on the floor, with no other furniture around. Understandably, these conditions inspired Henry to lend a helping hand. "I get a little emotional because when you've got children you've heard about sleeping under a bridge, or a former student and her child sleeping in a car, or when you go to a parent's house because there's a problem and you knock on the door. There are no curtains and you see a mattress on the floor. These people are in need, and I wasn't going to say no. At my age, we don't ask for money. We just don't. You just go ahead and do what you need to do." Already faced with a host of struggles, the lives of the kids at North Charleston High School were about to get even more complicated as COVID-19 swept across the globe. Suddenly, limited finances weren't their only issue. Now their health and social lives were being impacted as well. Pandemic has really placed a damper on personal relationships because at North Charleston High School, we express the 3 R's: rigor, relevance, and relationships. Though already dedicated to his students, Henry was forced to think of new solutions as the COVID-19 pandemic changed life as they knew it. His life coaching and home visits would no longer be enough to see them through tough times. But little did the community know that Henry had a plan. Remember how Henry described himself as a fairly private person? One day, he came up with a solution that nobody was aware of. Henry applied for a night shift position at Walmart, not even mentioning to the store manager that he was also a school principal. At that moment, Henry began to show the true extent of his generosity. Every evening, Henry would drive from his day job as a principal to his night job at Walmart, where he would stock shelves on the graveyard shift. In a true act of kindness, Henry dedicated every single dime of his Walmart income to his students, purchasing whatever supplies they lacked. But it would only be a matter of time until word of his double life got out. He's ready to help anybody. He's impacting the community in a very special way. He's there when you least expect it, but when you need him the most, said one community member. Even before Henry's secret was revealed, Walmart manager Cynthia Solomon knew there was something special about him. "I would be so happy to have Mr. Darby for as long as he'll have us as part of his family," Cynthia exclaimed. But what inspired the principal to express such kindness and tireless dedication toward his students? Even before his double life was exposed, everyone sensed there was something remarkable about him. Cynthia added, "I would be so happy to have Mr. Darby for as long as he'll have us as part of his family and beyond." When Henry saw his students, he was immediately reminded of his own childhood struggles. Having lost his father at a young age, Henry and his mother had to find alternative ways to make ends meet. He recalled going with his mother to collect milk and soda bottles from the roadside and visiting the dump to see if there was anything they could use. Henry remembered one day at the dump when his mother reached into the garbage and pulled out a white cloth. From that piece of fabric, she was able to make Henry a shirt to wear to school. "I'm very appreciative of my mother, who had no shame in helping her child become a teacher," Henry said. Sadly, tragedy soon struck. "My son is going to become a teacher," Henry's proud mother would say. Tragically, she never lived to see her son fulfill his goal, as she passed away while he was still in college. Still, Henry never forgot his mother's sacrifice. "I'm very appreciative of my mother, who had no shame in helping her child become a teacher," he declared. Driven by his mother's memory, Henry worked tirelessly at Walmart to support his students while providing them with an education during the day. That is, until the community discovered his double life. Truly taken aback by his selflessness, Henry's Walmart family decided it was high time to give him and his school a much-deserved reward. One day, during a chilly winter, the staff at Henry's Walmart called him to a gathering on the school's football field, where a large group of his students awaited him. It was there that Henry was interviewed by reporters from the Today Show, who were deeply moved by his acts of kindness. But what Henry didn't know was that there was a surprise waiting for him. As Henry engaged in his heartwarming interview, his Walmart manager Cynthia stood by his side along with the rest of his Walmart associates. Soon, the interviewer called Cynthia to the center stage, where she stepped forward with a blue Walmart bag in her hand. What lay inside would change the lives of Henry's students forever. Once Cynthia and her staff found out about Henry's double life, they desperately wanted to help him uplift the students of North Charleston High School. After opening the bag, Henry's jaw dropped as he saw a check for $50,000. Even as his students erupted in applause, Henry knew his job wasn't over yet. "You have to open that on TV, Principal Darby. You gotta, oh my, put that out and read it. What does it say?" "Turn it around." It says, "Paid to the order of North Charleston High School, $50,000, Henry Reed." Despite the generous donation, Henry was determined to continue working night shifts at Walmart and sending all of his wages to his students. There was just one thing that Henry requested from his students in return. "That's my question. Now that you've got the $50,000, are you going to leave Walmart, or are you going to keep working?" "Absolutely not, sir. I'm going to stick with Walmart as long as Miss Solomon allows me to work. I hope to continue working at Walmart." "And you're still going to make sure all that money you're earning goes to the students?" "Oh yes, sir. That's the definition of my work. It really is a remarkable story. Thank you very much, sir." Thank you. Henry only asked his students to do one thing in return, something quite simple. Just learn to help others. That is one of the greatest things we can do as human beings. Through his loving kindness, Henry has proven this to be true. "I am an optimist, but I'm also a determinist. I know that it's going to get better. I know these times will not always be with us. I know that my students will not always be in poverty. I know that because that's what we are. America makes it better for everybody." What do you think of Henry's action? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.